You have come a long way already. You have the foundational mindset of a prompt engineer. You can build precise zero-shot prompts using 5 powerful components. And you have the ROSES framework for tackling complex, high-stakes tasks with the kind of structure that delivers exceptional results every time. But here is something most people never think about, and it costs them both money and quality without them ever realizing it. Every single word you type into an AI model has a price. Not just a financial price, though that matters too. A cognitive price that affects how well the AI processes your instructions, how much room it has to think, and how effectively it can respond. Understanding this is what separates good prompt engineers from great ones. In this video, we are going to cover 3 interconnected ideas that will sharpen every prompt you write from this point forward. First, token economics. What tokens are, why they matter, and how to use them efficiently. Second, few-shot system design. How to train your AI with examples to produce precisely calibrated output. And third, the decision guide. Knowing exactly when to use few-shot versus zero-shot prompting, so you always reach for the right tool at the right moment. Let's get into it. Think of tokens as the currency your AI works with. Every time you send a prompt, you are spending tokens. Every time the AI responds, it spends more tokens. And just like a real currency, spending them wisely gets you far more value than spending them carelessly. Here is the technical reality. A token is roughly 3/4 of a word in English, so a paragraph is a few hundred tokens, and a full page of text is somewhere in the range of 700 to 1,000. Every AI model has a context window, the total amount of text it can hold and process at one time. Both your prompt and the AI's response count toward that limit. The specific limits vary between models and expand with each new generation, but the principle never changes. Every example you include, every piece of context you add, every instruction you write, it all comes out of the same shared budget. Why does this matter in practice? 2 reasons. First, when you are using AI at scale, running dozens or hundreds of prompts for content creation, analysis, or business tasks, token inefficiency becomes a real financial cost. Second, and more importantly for most people, a bloated prompt filled with redundant language and unnecessary words actually degrades the quality of the AI's response. The more noise in your prompt, the less signal the AI can extract. The good news is that token optimization is not complicated. There are 4 techniques that cover the vast majority of cases. Technique 1. Eliminate redundancy. Say things once, clearly. You do not need to restate the task multiple times or add filler phrases like "I would like you to help me" or "could you please." Just state what you need directly. Technique 2. Use shorthand for instructions. Develop concise instruction patterns that carry maximum meaning in minimum words. Instead of "make sure the tone is friendly but still professional," try "tone friendly yet professional." Same instruction, far fewer tokens. Technique 3. Leverage format over explanation. Show the structure you want rather than spending words describing it. A brief format example communicates more efficiently than a long explanation of what you are looking for. Technique 4. Prioritize information. Put the most important details first. If your context window becomes strained on a long task, the AI retains the beginning of your prompt more reliably than the end. Front-loading the critical stuff protects what matters most. Here is a before and after to make this concrete. The basic version reads, "I would like you to help me write a professional email to a client who has requested information about our services. The email should be friendly but professional in tone." The first version is bloated with filler. The optimized version communicates the same instruction with equal clarity in roughly half the words. Multiply that kind of efficiency across every prompt you write, and the savings in both quality and processing add up significantly. Now let's move to one of the most powerful tools in your prompt engineering arsenal, few-shot prompting. Few-shot prompting means providing the AI with examples of what you want before asking it to perform the actual task. You are not explaining what you need in words alone, you are demonstrating it. And that demonstration communicates patterns and nuances that might take hundreds of words to describe. Think of it like training a new team member. You could spend an hour explaining exactly what a perfectly formatted report looks like, or you could show them 3 examples and let them see the pattern directly. Examples teach in a way that instructions alone simply cannot. The architecture of effective few-shot examples follows 4 principles. Principle 1, parallel structure. All your examples should follow exactly the same format. Consistency in your examples teaches the AI that the format itself is part of the task, not just the content. Principle 2, diverse content. Your examples should cover different scenarios, topics, or cases while maintaining the same underlying pattern. This prevents the AI from fixating on the specific content of your examples rather than the pattern you are teaching. Principle 3, strategic progression. Order your examples from simple to complex. Start with a clear, uncomplicated case, then build toward more nuanced ones. This gives the AI a gradient to calibrate against. Principle 4, clear delineation. Make it visually obvious where the input ends and the output begins in each example. Use labels, line breaks, or formatting to separate them clearly. Let's see this in action with a real example. Suppose you want the AI to classify customer feedback into 3 categories: product, service, or billing. Here is how a well-built few-shot prompt looks. I need you to classify customer feedback into categories: product, service, or billing. Example 1, input. The software keeps crashing when I try to export reports. Output. Product. Example 2, input. Your support team took 3 days to respond to my urgent request. Output. Service. Example 3, input. I was charged twice for my monthly subscription. Output. Billing. Now classify this feedback. I don't understand how to use the new dashboard feature. Notice what those 3 examples do. They teach the AI the classification logic, not through a wordy explanation, but through demonstration. The AI now understands that product issues relate to functionality, service issues relate to the experience of dealing with the company, and billing issues relate to financial transactions. It will classify the new feedback with that learned precision. Knowing both techniques is powerful. Knowing when to use each one is mastery. Here is the decision guide that will serve you in every situation. Use few-shot when. The task has subtle patterns that are easier to show than explain. You need a very specific format or style that is hard to describe in words alone. Previous zero-shot attempts have produced inconsistent results, and you need to recalibrate the AI's output. And you already have ideal examples available, either from past AI outputs you are happy with, or from real-world examples of what excellent looks like. Use zero-shot when. The task is relatively straightforward, and your 5-component formula covers it cleanly. You need maximum flexibility and do not want the AI anchored to a specific pattern. You are exploring new territory where you do not yet know what great output looks like. And speed matters. Building good few-shot examples takes time, and sometimes a well-crafted zero-shot prompt is faster and equally effective. The practical takeaway is this: zero-shot is your everyday driver, efficient and reliable for the majority of tasks. Few-shot is your precision instrument, deployed when the task demands a specific, calibrated output that demonstration teaches better than instruction. A useful rule of thumb: if you catch yourself writing more than 3 sentences trying to explain the exact format or style you want, that is a signal to switch to few-shot and just show the AI what you mean instead. Here is how these 3 ideas, token economics, few-shot design, and the decision guide, work together as a unified system. Every time you sit down to write a prompt, you are making 3 decisions simultaneously. How can I communicate this as efficiently as possible without sacrificing clarity? Should I use examples to calibrate the AI's output, or are clear instructions enough? And am I using my token budget wisely so there is room for the AI to do its best thinking? When all 3 answers are working in alignment, the result is a prompt that is lean, precise, and powerful, one that gets you exceptional output with minimal revision and maximum efficiency. Your practical challenge for this video is a 2-part exercise. First, take any prompt you have written recently and run it through the 4 token optimization techniques. Eliminate redundancy, replace wordy phrases with shorthand, use format examples where relevant, and front-load your most important information. Then count the difference in length and compare the quality of results. Second, identify a classification or categorization task you perform regularly, whether that is sorting content ideas, evaluating leads, tagging customer feedback, or something else entirely. Build a 3-example few-shot prompt for that task using the 4 principles of parallel structure, diverse content, strategic progression, and clear delineation. Test it and compare the consistency of results against a zero-shot version of the same task. What you will find is that token efficiency sharpens your prompts, few-shot examples calibrate them, and the decision guide ensures you are always using the right approach for the situation at hand. Let's bring this together. In this video, you learned that tokens are the currency of AI, and spending them efficiently through eliminating redundancy, using shorthand, leveraging format examples, and prioritizing information leads to dramatically better results. You learned the architecture of effective few-shot prompting, parallel structure, diverse content, strategic progression, and clear delineation, and saw it applied to a real classification task. And you now have a clear decision guide for knowing exactly when to use few-shot versus zero-shot, so you always reach for the right tool at the right moment. These three ideas work together to make every single prompt you write leaner, more precise, and more powerful. In video 5, we go even deeper into the AI's reasoning capabilities. You will learn chain of thought prompting, a technique that literally makes the AI show its work, and the reason framework for tackling complex analytical challenges that require structured, multi-step thinking. It is one of the most impactful techniques in this entire course, and it builds directly on everything you have learned so far. See you in video 5.